quotes worth quoting throughout, my self-improvement journey since, I first, learned about, working on yourself to get better, listen to podcasts, read books, talk to others, and, the desire to get wisdom to improve myself. And throughout that time, there's some bars that I've heard, so I just wrote them down on a notes page. So here are more quotes from my little quote collection that I got, and I hope you enjoy. Hi, my name is Luke. Thanks for joining me on my journey to grow mentally, spiritually, financially, and physically, as well as document progress along the way so I can make the most practical and relatable advice. So without further ado, let's get into 5 quotes that are worth quoting. The first quote that is worth quoting is, "You attract what you are, not what you want." And the easiest way to see this is in, your friend groups or, the people you have relationships with. If you look around, you're like, my friends suck, then it's time to look inward and be like, oh, attract what you are, not what you want. And another thing that's interesting about this is some sort of rule or principle or something like that. But if you're thinking about something, you notice it more. Like, plenty of people have given this example, like you're looking at a certain type of car that you want to buy, maybe a rare car, not as common, and then all of a sudden, like everywhere you're driving, you just see that car over and over and over again. It's because your brain is tuned in to look for it. So that's part of attracting what you are, not what you want. There's a little step to get out of that is that you can start thinking about things, you notice them, and then you don't, attract it. You don't spawn in more of these type of car. You just, train your brain to think of it more. So that's, how I'd say you change from, attracting something that, you don't want to something that you do want is you train your brain for it. Number 2, productive procrastination. Now, this really isn't a quote, it's more just like a term, but when I heard of it, it was just, blew my mind a little bit, is because that's exactly what I was doing, is, I was doing these different things and these steps that were productive. Yeah, they were good things, but I was really just procrastinating the bigger, more important thing that I had to do. So, for me, I was doing, different things around the house, doing, my habits, for me, I really like working out, so it's like working out, I was being productive, but I was really procrastinating my bigger task, which is, for me right now is, selling websites to people and learning new skills or, making these videos. So those things are a little bit, harder to do, not because of the difficulty in themselves of doing it, because, you have to mentally, think about it and prepare for it. So productive procrastination, there it is for you. The third quote is, "You're the sum of the top 5 people that you spend the most time with," or said another way is, you are the sum of the top 5 people that you compare yourself to. So, I kind of like the second one a little bit better because more about who you compare yourself to, which is, how you influence you. So back to the quote, you're the sum of the top 5 people you compare yourself to or spend the most time with. So how I think about this is it can be a really good thing because you can compare yourself to or spend time with people that you want to be like. And, we think of spend time with, being with, but spending time, like doing things together. But we're living in the 21st century. You can be listening to a podcast and be spending time with that podcaster. So that's, one really beneficial thing is you don't have to be, wealthy to, get into these, special rooms to spend time with people. That would always be better in person, but you can still, listen to podcasts or watch videos, read books. It's another good one. The bad, kind of negative side of this is that, the people you're with now, physical people you spend time with could be tearing you down. And, it could be, friends you had, since forever. And, you're just, OGs or whatever, and you don't want to, lose them or something like that, even though they're not helping you in any way. Or another one is a family member. They kind of could be, not as motivated as you or, not necessarily looking to, extend their goals, and you're spending a lot of time with them. That can also, distract from, where you want to go. A simple way to tell if, someone is in that top 5 of people, influencing you, is right before you make a decision, which, person flashes in your head. Now, for me, definitely 2 of them are my parents, especially if it's a decision I definitely shouldn't be making. Like, what will my mom think? Or when I get grounded for this? So that's a basic example, but you kind of get my point. Quote number 4. Start acting like the person you want to become today. Now, this quote is definitely one of the quotes where, I wish I could be reminded of this, randomly or whenever I'm feeling, not motivated throughout the day. And, the reason is for this is because, being has 100% to do with doing. And if you just, do the things you think, this could be a good, drill practice. I've done this. Is you think, what would the ultimate version of me do? You write it out, what their job would be or something like that. And, what would their morning routine be? What would they eat? What would what they say? How would they carry themselves? And then you try to, you copy a celebrity. You copy this ultimate version of yourself, and you see how it feels. And it's obviously gonna feel like, what's the word? Imposter. You're gonna feel like an imposter syndrome. Like, this isn't me. I'm acting, too good for everyone. But then if you keep up with it, it'll change your life, and you realize that being is doing. So once you do the things that the ultimate version of you would do, you become that person. Quote number 5, last quote of the day, is don't waste your time majoring in a minor thing. And I don't think this quote is, talking about, niches, because, I've heard from other people is you want to niche down, which makes sense. You get really specific and really good at a specific thing. That way you get, all the market for the one thing, and it's really good, and you don't have to compete with, the broad category of things. It's just in your small space, which, helps you get an edge. I think this is more about, don't waste your time, majoring in something that's not important, minor thing. I think it's talking about scaling. If someone else can do it for you, just 85% as good as you, then have that person do it. Well, that's another video on quotes worth quoting. I got a ton of these from my notes page. There's 300 of them. What I might do in the future is organize the quotes on quotes when you're feeling not motivated, or quotes on I don't know, business specifics or sales or something like that. Anyway, I got a lot of quotes to talk about, so don't worry about running out of quote selection. But that's it for this video. Remember to give your everything always, and have a great day.